Welcome back. The final game of the day between Intratech. Last ball of the first over coming up. 7 for no loss. Intertek AAA All Stars winning the toss, electing to bat first, and they lose. Anish caught it long on for 3 of 3 balls. So score 7 for 1 at the end of 1 over. Inam Wazir completing his over with a wicket. End of the first over, 7 for the loss of 1 wicket. Mubashir Mukaddam, the new man, he'll be at the non-striker's end. Umar Saeed will be taking strike because it's the end of the first over. Jitender to bowl the second over, right arm over the wicket. Umar Saeed, the batsman, he's batting 3 of 3. Right arm over, slightly short, plays it towards the man, it covers. There's no run there. Score remains on 7. Both the teams playing their first game of the tournament. We already had 4 games earlier in the day. And this is the last game of the opening day of the Oil and Gas Premier League Season 4 as Umar cuts this one towards the man at deep point, gets a single for that, and quickly turns around for the second. A slight misfield, and he latches onto that, gets 2 runs. He retains strike, score moves on to 9. This is a 2020 over tournament, so only 2 fielders allowed the 30-yard circle in power play of 6 overs. We have a man at deep point and a man at long on. Goes on the back foot, plays it towards square leg. The man at short mid wicket, running around towards the square leg finds the batsman complete 2 more runs. Score moves on to 11. Umar moves on to 7. Jitendra to continue. Again, goes onto the back foot, plays it, and the bowler does the fielding of his own bowling. No run there. Score remains on 11. The Oil and Gas Premier League Season 4 being sponsored by Cashew, Sparklet, MES, Hedge and Size. Another dot ball. Score remains on 11. Last ball of the over coming up. There's a second over. Comes down the wicket, wanting to take it softly and take a single. No run there. Score remains on 11. 2 overs completed. 11 for the loss of 1 wicket. Umar Saeed batting 7 of 9. Mubashir yet to face a ball. The Oil and Gas Premier League Season 7 being sponsored by Cashew. Associate sponsors Quantum, Hedge and Sachs, Quickart, Sparklet, MES and Servowell. Over number 3, Inam Wazir to takes bowl and Mubashir misses that one into the keeper's gloves. No run there. Score remains on 11. Inam to continue. Mubashir on side. This time cuts this one towards point. Misfield there allows the batsman to complete the single very easily. Score moves on to 12. Inam to continue. Umar Saeed on strike. In the air, falls short of the man at short mid wicket. No run there. Score remains on 12. Sparklet Spartans keeping a lid on the scoring. They're not allowing the batsman to break free. Keeping the run rate below 5 runs and over so far. And this time drives this back towards the man at short cover. No run there. Inam again. This Umair again trying to cut this one. This time the umpire calls it a wide. So 1 run to the total. Score moves on to 13. 2.4 overs completed. They are in the third over of power play. Straight into the block hole, checking for an LBW, but the umpire is unmoved, deems it's a off the bat, so 1 run added to the total. 1 run to Mubashir, to Umair rather, and the score moves on to 14, brings Mubashir on to strike. Last ball, full toss, plays it towards short mid wicket, no run there. 14 for 1 at the end of 3 overs. Mubashir batting 1 of 3, Umar Saeed batting 8 of 12. Inam Wazir 2 overs, 10 runs and 1 wicket. Jitendra to continue his second over, 4th over of the innings. As this time Umar Saeed plays it towards the vacant cover area. There's no fielder there. The man at deep point is unable to do anything about it. Score moves on to 18 for 1. And his first boundary, and the first boundary of the match, coming off the blade of Umar Saeed. He is now into double figures. He is now 12 of 13. Score moves on to 18 for the loss of 1 wicket in 3.1 overs. Change in the field. The man at deep point being brought into cover area. And there's a man at slip, there's a man at gully, and there's a man at point waiting on the offside, and a man at short cover. This time, edges one through the slip and the third man area. They complete one and they come back for the second easily. So score moves on to 20. Jitender continuing. Where goes onto the back foot, plays it to a short cover, the misfield there, and an easy single completed. One more run added to the total. Score moves on to 21. Mubashir plays it to a short cover. They easily complete a single. The man at short cover is unable to stop those singles. So he's given away 2 runs of the last 2 balls, which could have easily been stopped. And now there's a change. He's been sent to short point, and the man at short point comes into short covers. Down the wicket towards the cover region. The man at covers is unable to cut that off. So 4 more runs to the total. Score moves on to 26. So Umair now getting into his stride. He's got the measure of the wicket, and he needs to capitalize on these runs that he started scoring for his side. 26 for the loss of 1. Last over of the 4th over. Down the track, over the man at short covers. They complete one. End of the over. 27 for 1 for the loss of 1 wicket at the end of 4 overs. Umair Said batting 20 of 17 with 2 boundaries. Mubashir batting 2 of 4. Jitender has given away 17 runs of the 2 overs that he's bowled. Chance of a run out and asking for the decision from the umpire. It's been referred upstairs. Miscommunication between both the batsmen. Let's have a look. He plays this with soft hands, sets off for the single, sent back, and the keeper right up to the stumps. The throw was a bit on the higher side, so that might just say, so frame by frame, let's have a look. Decision for the big screen. decision for the big screen, and the batsman's been given out. Umair Saeed has just started getting into his groove, a bit of misjudgment, and has to make his way back to the pavilion. The batsman's been given a run out, so 27 for 2 in 4.1.
Sanjay just plays in between cover.
Rahul Sukumaran, the new batsman, coming in at number 4. He came at the fall of Umair. 27 for 2. Rahul taking strike. First one edges this one straight to the man at short third. No run there. Good piece of fielding by the man at short third. The ball was quick. He made sure he kept his body behind the ball and ensured that the batsman doesn't get a single. Again, onto the pads, plays it to a short mid wicket, take off for a single. Batsman complete that easily. So Rahul off the mark with that single. Score moves on to 28. 28 for 2 as Mubashir places the man at short covers, fields it off his legs, and no run there. Jitendra to continue. Trying that expansive drive. Keeper trying to go for a stumping. No run there. End of the over. 28 for 2 at the end of 5 overs. Rather, one more ball to go. 2.5 overs. Inam Wazir given away 11 runs. Score 1 wicket. Cuts this one towards the deep gully region. The ball racing away towards the boundary. Ends the over with the boundary. 32 for 2 at the end of 5 overs. Mubashir batting 6 of 7. Rahul batting 1 of 2. Sixth over to start. Rahul plays this towards deep cover. They complete a single. Jitender is continuing his third over. Now bowling to Mubashir, who got a boundary of the last ball he faced, and this time drives this towards cover as he completes a single. Score moves on to 34. 34 for 2, another dot ball. This time cuts this one again towards covers, no run there. Chance of a cotton ball, missed that one. The batsman complete a single. The score moves on to 35 for the loss of 2 wickets. Last ball of the power play coming up. Jitendra to bowl. This time swivels across, sends it towards the fine leg area. There's nobody patrolling there. The man at short square leg running towards the deep fine leg fence. Keeps it down to 2 more runs. 37 for 2 at the end of 6 overs. Mubashir batting 9 of 9 balls with 1 boundary. Rahul batting 3 of 6. Jitendra finishing 3 overs, giving away 22 runs, no wicket, and Inam Mazid 3 overs, 15 runs and 1 wicket. White ball to start the over. 1 run to the total. Parminder, the bowler. Right arm around the wicket. Dot ball this time. Just bowling within the tram lines. Lucky that he didn't get be wided for that. So a dot ball. Parminder continuing. Again, trying to cut that one and beaten. So 38 for 2 in 6.4. Rahul struggling out there. He's got 3 of 10. This time drives it past the bowler. By the time the man at mid-off comes into field, they get a single. Score moves on to 39. Last ball of the 7th over coming up. Just 2 runs of this over so far. Last ball of the over. Again, this full delivery. End of the over. 39 for the loss of 2 wickets at the end of 7. 2 runs coming off that over. Quite economical from Parminder. Nisar Ahmed coming to bowl for the first time. He's bowling to Rahul, who's batting for his left arm around and starts off with a wide. So score moves on to 40. Left arm around, reloading. This time again, waiting for the umpire signal. It's a wide plus 1 more run, so 2 more runs added. Score moves on to 42. Missed his line. Onto the pads. Quite interested are the sparkling Sparklet fielders, but the umpire unmoved, so no run there. Batsman hoping for a wide, but not to be. It's a dot ball. .42 for 2. Cuts this one towards deep gully. The man it covers giving the chase, but the ball wins the race. Goes for a boundary. So 46 for 2. Another edge, and this time goes to the boundary. 50 coming up for the side. 50 for 2. And 7.4 overs completed. Bashir Mukaddam, with the help of those 2 boundaries, has reached to 17 of 14 balls. Drives this one towards short covers. The fielder, they're giving the chase. One more run added. Score moves on to 51. This time Rahul drives this. 52 for 2 at the end of 8 overs. Expensive over. 13 runs coming off it from the bowling of Nisar. Score moves on to 52. 8 overs completed. Parminder coming to bowl the 9th over. Parminder continues. Rahul comes down the track, plays it towards long on. He gets a single for that. Score moves on to 53. 54 with that single. Beaten for pace, but manages to send this ball towards short fine. They complete a single. Throw comes in. The man at short covers does the covering. Score moves on to 55. Drives this past the bowler. One more run added to the total. Score moves on to 56. 56 for 2. Again, tucking him up, and Rahul managing to send this to a short mid wicket and take a single. Score moves on to 57. Trying to cut that one, asking for a caught behind. Umpire unmoved. Score remains on 57. Last ball of the over coming up. This is going to be the end of the 9th over after this ball is being bowled. Called a wide, so this will be re-bowled, and score moves on to 58. 62 for 2 at the end of 9 overs. Mubashir Mukaddam batting 20 of 17 with 3 boundaries, and Rahul moving on to 11 of 16 with the boundary of the last ball of the over that he scored. Current run rate 6.89, projected will take them to 138. This is the Oil and Gas Premier League Season 4, game number 5 between Intertek AAA All Stars versus Sparkling Spartans. Title sponsor Cashew. Associate sponsors Quantum International and Financial Investment and Financial Management, Hedge and Sachs, Quickart, Sparklet MES, and Savoel. Ramakrishna comes into the attack. Right arm off spinner. Plays this to a Mubashir plays this to a short covers. Wanted a single. Rahul not interested. No run there. This is the last over before the drinks break. In the air towards between the man at short third and the man at gully, and they come back for 2 by the time the fielder fields the ball. 2 more runs added. Score moves on to 64. Trying the reverse sweep, misses that one. Well taken by the keeper. You normally get blinded when the batsman tries such a stroke, but he's quite concentrated, the wicket keeper. Edges this one towards short fine. The fielder making a mess of it. Allows the batsman to come back for 2 runs easily. Trying a run out at the non-striker's end, but all safe for the Intertek batsman. So score moves on to 66. Again, trying to sweep this one, misses. So keeper does well to field it, gives away a wide. $67 for 2. Under edge, the keeper misses that one. 1 more run added. $68 for 2. Another wide. Score moves on to 69. 9.5 overs completed. Looping delivery, plays it towards long on. There's a fielder there. 10 overs completed, 70 for the loss of 2 wickets as we go into a drinks break. Mubashir Mukaddam batting 25 of 22 with 3 boundaries. Rahul Sukuman 12 of 17 with 1 boundary. Ramakrishna giving away 8 runs of the single over that he's bowled so far. Welcome back. Imran Sheikh to start the 11th over. He's bowling to Rahul. Cuts this one towards deep point. There's a fielder there, gets a single. Score moves on to 71. Movement straight on strike. Wanted to cut that one, but leaves that one, and the umpire gives it a wide. So one more run to the total score, moves on to 72. Cuts this one, waiting for the umpire's signal, and he calls it a wide again. So one more wide to the total score, moves on to 73. Sparklet. This time edges this one towards short third, no run there. Again, cuts this one. There's a man at deep point. There's a lot of gap between the man at extra cover and gully. So the moment he makes a touch, he goes for a single, and if he gets it right, he could get a boundary for it. So far, he's got a single. Score moves on to 74. Another wide. They've given away 13 wides in this inning so far. They've already bowled more than 2 overs of extra balls. 75 for 2 in 10.3. Again, cuts this one. The man at deep point again coming into the picture. He gives it down to a single. Score moves on to 76. Plays it towards short fine. Gets a single for that. Score moves on to 77. Last ball of the 11th over coming up. Last ball of the over in the air. Plays it towards the mid-wicket region. Gets a single. End of the over. First ball of the over, single coming up. '80 for 2, 11.1 overs. Second ball drives this towards deep mid wicket. The fielder there completes a single. Mubashir striking the ball well. It's on 28 of 26. And Rahul now batting 16 of 21. He was troubling at one end, but now he's got the measure. He's trying to play this over shot fine. Gets it on the pads and no run there. Score remains on 81. Now the wide to the total. Score moves on to 82 with that wide. Slowly plays this one towards gully. Wanted a single, but this partner declines. Score remains on 82. .4 overs completed. This is the 12th over of the innings. Swivels around, plays it towards backward of square. The fielder there fields, but the batsman completing a single on their own. Trying to play the big drive. The bowler does the fielding of his own bowling. Score remains on 80 through end of the 12th over. One run completed. Miscommunication between both the batsmen, but they're still safe. So one more run added to the total. Score moves on to 84. Drives this towards the left of long off. The fielder giving the chase, wants to stop it with his foot, but in the end lets the ball go over the boundary. So welcome boundary for Intertek All Stars. Score moves on to 92, 88 rather, with that boundary. A single down towards long off, misfield, but doesn't let them take the second run. So one more run added. Score moves on to 89. Comes down the ground, bowler fields of his own bowling, no run there. Misses out on that one, and another dot ball. Score remains on 89. Last ball of the 13th over coming up. Quicker one onto the pads. And the umpire has given him LBW, so a wicket to end the over. The last man out, Mubashir Mukaddam, LBW Imran Sheikh for 29 of 31 with 3 boundaries, 89 for 3 at the end of 13 overs. Current run rate of 6.85. Mohammad Zarir, the new man at the crease. Ramakrishna bowling to the toe end of the bat, misses the man at short square. He runs back. By the time he feels the batsman come back for 2 more runs, so Rahul moves on to 24 of 28 with that double. Mohammad Zarir yet to get off the mark. He's yet to face a ball as well. Imran Sheikh, 2 overs, 15 runs, have given away one, has taken 1 wicket. Trying to cut that one too close to the body, so dot ball there. Another dot ball, or rather single, 92 for 3. Mohammad Zari taking strike for the first time. Mohammad Zari to take strike. He plays this one back past the bowler. The man at long off coming out to his right, keeps it down to a single, well fielded, keeps it only to a single. End of the 14th over, 93 for 3. Dot ball to start the over. Score remains on 93. Bowlers trying to stifle the batsman, not giving them much of pace to work with. Wanting to cut this one, let it go at the last minute. So the umpire gives it a legal ball. On the pads, but umpire unmoved. Score remains on 93, 14.4 overs completed. The wicket asking for a stumping, and it's been referred upstairs. Umpire's decision pending for a dismissal. The umpire's decision is not out. The batsman survives. Quick bit of stumping by the keeper, but the batsman was well alert. He made sure that he's within the crease. Single added to the total. Score moves on to 94. End of the 15th over. Last 5 overs of the innings coming up. And Intertek will need somebody to go ahead and play a blinder of an innings to get some impetus to this total. Mohammad Zarir batting 2 of 8. Rahul Sukumaran 25 of 30. And Natraj is the new bowler coming in to bowl the 16th over of the innings. Right arm over the wicket. Slashes this one straight to the man at short third. No run there. 94 for 3. Cuts this one. Short delivery. The man at deep point comes around. Keeps it down to a single. Brings Rahul onto strike. Score moves on to 95. 95 for 3. Rahul goes on the backward. The deep point again comes into play. One more run added to the total. And the score moves on to 96. Spartans will not mind those singles as long as they make sure they don't give any extra runs through wides or boundaries. Should be more than happy trying to chase the total somewhere in the region of 130, 135. Again, cuts this one towards deep point. Complete one, wanting to take the second. The Spartan declines it. Score goes on to 97. 97 for 3. Wanting to cut this one. Too close for comfort. Lot of batsmen choosing to go for the cut even though the ball is not in that area and in the bargain have lost out on quite a few opportunities of scoring those runs. Score more remains on 97. This time drives this one towards the man at extra cover boundary. There's this man there and another single to the total. End of the 16th over, 98 for 3. Playing the big one, but ball going nowhere. Score remains on 98. Wait for the umpire signal. He calls this a wide, so one more run scored. Score moves on to 99. Kadim Rahman, the bowler, being introduced into the attack. Full toss, plays it in the air. The man at mid wicket coming around, and the man at long on coming towards his right keeps it down to 2. The 100 coming up for the team. 101 for 3 in 16.3 overs. The batsman coming down the track, playing this towards the man at long on. They complete one. They come back for the second. Chance of a run out at the striker's end. Missed that one. Is there a possibility for an extra run? They take that overthrows. So a slight bit of misfield at long on, and then a wild throw gets the opportunity for the batsman to come back and take 2 more runs. Score moves on to 104. Cuts this one towards gully, and they complete a single. Last ball of the 17th over coming up. Hundred and five for 3. Last ball of the over. They're asking for a caught behind, and the umpire gives that out. The batsman Rahul has to walk back after scoring 32 of 37. That's a well judged catch by the wicketkeeper. Went low onto his haunches and managed to hold on to that. 17 overs gone, 105 for 4. New man at the crease, Ashraf Chippa, who's at the non-striker's end. Zarir taking strike, gets a single of the first ball. He's now 6 of 13. Natraj, who had given away 4 runs of the first over, he's continuing. He's given a single now. Dot ball. Ashraf trying to play the drive, doesn't get any connection. Plays this in the air towards extra cover. The man at long off coming from his left keeps it down to a single. Good backup by the wicketkeeper. (107 for 4). Last 15 balls of the innings. Goes on the back foot, cuts this and plays this towards extra cover. 1 more run. Score moves on to 108. (108 for 4). Full toss. Miss bowler, misfields of his bowling, gives a single away. 109 for 4. Last ball of the 18th over. Plays this back to the bowler. No run there. End of the 18th over. 109 for 4. Current run rate of 6.06 can project them to 121. Sparklet Spartans would be really happy if they keep them to less than 120. Single of the first ball, 110 for 4 after 18.1. Kadim continuing, plays it in the air. Does Mohammad Zari towards the man at long on. They complete one, and Ashraf is quite quick to complete the second. And wicketkeeper not happy with the man at backward square. He wasn't coming to his left to cover. Didn't want to take a chance of a run out and give away an extra run. So 2 more runs added. Mohammad Zari now 9 of 16. Score moves on to 112 for 4. Towards short covers, misfield there. The man from long off moving to his left, boots the ball in, keeps the ball in play. So 2 more runs added. Score moves on to 114. $114 for 4, 18.4 overs. Drives this one to a short covers. Easy single completed. 115 for 4. Last ball of the over. Dot ball to complete the over. 115 for 4 at the end of 19. Last over of the innings coming up. Mohammad Zarid on strike, and he's yorked himself, and Natraj gets a wicket to his name. 2.1 overs, 8 runs, and he gets a wicket finally. 115 for 5. Mohammad Zarir's innings comes to an end. Malisha Pereira, the new man, coming in at number 7. Malisha Pereira plays this towards a deep point. They complete a single. Score moves on to 116 with the loss of 5 wickets. Ashraf plays this towards backward square. Single to him, and the score moves on to 117. Last 3 balls of the innings coming up. Cuts this one, but the ball taking no part of the bat and going into the keeper's gloves. No run there. 117 for 5. Again, Malaysia cuts this one towards deep point. They complete one. Not ready to take on the arm of the fielder there. So 118. Last ball of the innings coming up. To take AAA All Stars have a below par total to defend when they come back. Just have to see how many more they score in the last ball of the innings. High on the bat and a single given away. So finishing the innings at 119 for 5 of 20 overs. Have a look at the scorecard. Anish, the captain and wicketkeeper, out. Caught Vinay Malik off the bowling of Inam for 3 of 3. Umar Saeed run out by Rajan Chauhan and Ibrahim for 20 of 18 with 2 boundaries. Mubashir 29 of 31 with 3 boundaries. He was LBW. Imran Sheikh, Rahul Sukumaran anchored the innings 32 of 38 with 2 boundaries. Mohammad Zahir 12 of 20 bowled by Natraj. He was the last man out. And then Ashif batting 5 of 7 and Malaysia Pereira 2 of 3 balls. 16 extras in the innings, culminating into 119 for 5 in the 20 overs. The bowling analysis: Inam Wazir 3 overs 15 runs, 1 wicket. Jitendra 3 overs 22 runs, no wicket. Parminder 2 overs 12 runs, no wicket. Nisar Ahmed 1 over 13 runs, no wicket. Ramakrishna 3 overs 16 runs, no wicket. Imran Sheikh 3 overs 16 runs, 1 wicket. And Natraj 3 overs 12 runs and 1 wicket. So 120 is what Sparkling Spartans need when they come back to chase down this total. A task on hand for Intertek to stop them from doing that. We'll see you the action in the next 4 moments. Welcome back. The chase underway for this game number 5 of the Oil and Gas Premier League Season 4 being played at the Bejoice Cricket Club between Intertek AAA All-Stars versus Sparklet. Intertek won the toss, made 119, and the chase with Ibrahim Shabadi and Imran Sheikh at the center. Ashraf Chipa is going to start the proceedings. First ball, a dot ball. Change in the field. The man at third man being brought back is places towards short covers. They take off for a single risky run, but managed to get that run in the end. So 1 run to the total. Brings Imran Sheikh on to strike. This time down the leg side, the ball racing away towards the fine leg boundary. Leg buys, 4 runs. Score moves on to 5 of the 3 balls. Ashraf bowling to Imran, plays it towards point, no run there. Score remains on 5. A misfield by the keeper allows that overthrow. Bowler just asking whether that was allowed. The fielder attempted a run out, so that's quite legal that they went in for that single. Both the batsmen on 1 run each as Ibrahim takes places to a deep short mid wicket, no run there. Last ball of the first over coming up. Ashraf bowling it to Ibrahim, who plays an expansive stroke. The ball racing away towards the boundary and gets 4 runs for that. Ends the first over for Sparkling Spartans, who are 10 for no loss. Ibrahim Shabadi batting 5 of 4. Imran Sheikh 1 of 2. 4 leg buys to the total. 20 for the loss of 10 for the loss of no wicket. Mubashir coming to bowl the second over of the innings. He's bowling to Imran Sheikh. Wanting to cut this one, misses that one, and the umpire calls it a wide, so 1 more run added. Score moves on to 11. Remember, they're chasing a total of 120. Wanting to drive this one, beaten all ends up, sends to the keeper's gloves. No run there. Interesting to see what sort of strategy Sparkling Spartans are going to use. Do they want to hunt this score down within the 14th or 15th over and risk giving away a few wickets, or do they play it safe and make sure that they complete these runs within the 20th over without having to risk the loss of a game? because net run rate will surely come into play when we come into the business end of this tournament. Mubashir. Again, another drive, but no edge, and the ball into the keeper's gloves. Imran Sheikh just struggling to middle the ball there. This time plays it towards short covers, quickly takes off for a single and completes it. Score moves on to 12. This time Ibrahim going over the top, going towards long off. There's a man stationed there, keeps it down to a single. Score moves on to 13. Imran strike, full toss, plays it towards the point region. No chance for the fielder to cut that one off. The ball races away towards the boundary. Score moves on to 17. At the end of the second over, Ashraf to continue over number 3. 1 run completed, risking the second, but Imran not interested. Keeps it down to a single only. It was Ibrahim who took the single. Now Imran into the attack. And he is bold. Played all over that and lost his off stump. So 18 for 1 at the end of 2.2 overs. Ramakrishna coming at number 3. Trying to tickle this one onto the pads. Umpire not interested. So will be called a leg by. 19 for 1. 19 for one. One more single. Albeit a leg by. Score moves on to 20. Down next side. Called a wide. Score moves on to 21. 21-1. Another single added. Score moves on to 22. 2.5 overs completed. Drives this one towards covers. There's no fielder there. Ends the over with a boundary. Score moves on to 26 at the end of 3 overs. Ibrahim Shabadi now on to 11 of 8 with 2 boundaries. Mubashi to continue. Full toss, misses out that one, plays it towards short covers, no run there. Ramakrishna had a whole lot of areas where he could put it, managed to give it back straight to the man at short covers. Score remains on 26. Mubashir continues. This time in the air towards the man at short covers, finds that one, so a wicket for Mubashir as well. So score now 26 for the loss of 2 wickets. Ramakrishna out for 1 of 4. Vinay Malik, new man, coming in at number 4 at the fall of Ramakrishna's wicket, 26 for 2. Onto the back foot, plays it back towards the bowler, dot ball. Drives this one towards the man at extra covers. Vinay off the mark with that single. Score moves on to 27. This time plays it to the right of the man at mid-on. They complete one and they come back for the second. That's a risk of getting run out, but make sure they complete it easily. So 2 more runs to the total. "29 for 2 in 3.5. Last ball of the 4th over coming up. Is that an edge? Asking the umpire. Umpire's unmoved. End of the over. 29 for 2 at the end of 4. Ibrahim Shabadi batting 13 of 10. Vinay Malik has just come to the crease. He's batting 1 of 2. 2 bowlers used so far. Ashraf Chipa, 2 overs, 13 runs, 1 wicket. Mubashir, 2 overs, 10 runs, 1 wicket. Rahul Sukumaran, the new bowler, first change, comes to bowl over number 5. Vinay tries to cut this one. The keeper misses that, and the ball racing away towards the third man boundary for a bye. The man at fine leg coming to his right and stops the ball. So 1 run added. One run added to the total. Five penalty runs given on the last ball. The ball touched the helmet, so it's added to the total. It's, and a single to follow after that, and a dot ball. So score moves on to 36. Comes on the back foot, plays it back to as a bowler, no run. Is batting 1 of 5 balls. Fifth ball of the fifth over coming up. Vinay comes down the track, plays it over the bowler's head. Ball races away towards the long on boundary for 4 more runs. Score moves on to 40. One more ball left in the fifth over. Rahul bowling to Vinay. Down the leg side. Umpire calls it a wide. So 2 more runs added. Score moves on to 42 with that wide. Current run rate 8.69. Required run rate dropping down to 5.14. In the air, over the man at mid-on. The ball racing away towards the boundary. So expensive over comes to an end. 46 for 2. 11 runs plus 5 penalty runs, which give us 16 runs came off that over. 46 for the loss of 2 at the end of 5. Current run rate 9.20. Required run rate now dropping down to less than 5 runs an over. 74 more runs required of the remaining 90 balls. Mubashir continuing his third over. At this time, Vinay plays it back past the bowler. There's a fielder station at long on for that. One more run added. Score moves on to 47. Down the ground, plays it towards long on and a boundary. The 50 coming up, 51 for 2 in 5.2 overs. Ibrahim Shabadi now stepping onto the gas. He's got 22 of 13 with 4 boundaries. Change in field. The man from extra cover being brought into point. The man at mid-on sent back. And this time bowls are wide. So one more run added. Score moves on to 52. In the air, over the man at short covers, giving the chase, but the ball will win the race. And score moves on to 56 with that boundary. And Ibrahim moves on to 26 of 14 with 5 boundaries. Current run rate 10.18, required dropping down to 4.41. Change again, the man at covers being brought out. The man at mid-on being brought back in. Over the bowler's head and another boundary. 60 for 2 with one ball left in the power play. He's raced away to 30 of 15 balls with 6 boundaries. "14 runs coming off this over so far. Add another boundary to that. And Rahul has absolutely no answer to the onslaught that Ibrahim is meting out to them. He's galloping away to 34 of 16 with 7 boundaries. This partnership is worth 38 of 15 balls, and Vinay Malik has just given 7 runs into this partnership. The bulk of the scoring being done by Ibrahim. Last ball of the over coming up. Full toss played past the bowler, and the man at long on coming around and keeps it down to a single. So end of the power play, 65 for 2 at the end of 6 overs. Current run rate 10.83, required run rate dropping down to 3.93. 55 more runs required of 84 balls as Malaysia Pereira comes to bowl. Mubashir going for 29 runs for the 3 overs that he's bowled. "65 to Malaysia bowling to Ibrahim, who takes off a single. Vinay Malik struggling there, but the wild throw helps the ball. Batsman complete the single. Score moves on to 66. Vinay Malik swipes this towards mid wicket for a single. Score moves on to 67. Ibrahim plays it in the air, going towards the cover region for a single. Score moves on to 68. Vinay Malik trying to cut that one. Beaten, and the ball into the keeper's gloves. Score remains on 68. Down the track, in the air, and a beautiful catch to end Vinay Malik's stay at the crease. He's out for 7 of 9, chancing his arm, but the man at long on, making sure he makes no mistake and keeps Intertek interested in this game. Sparkling Spartans were running away with this game. Ibrahim is the one who's done the bulk of the scoring. And Vinay Malik has to depart for 7 of 9. .52 runs more required for Sparklet Spartans as Natraj comes to the wicket onto the back foot, plays it towards long off. The man at short cover coming around but unable to cut that single. So Natraj off the mark with that single. Score moves on to 69 with that. 7 overs completed.
Sanjay.
Over number 8 to begin. Umair Saeed, the bowler, starts off with the dot ball. Natraj plays it in the air, wanting a single, but both the batsmen deciding against it. Score remains on 69. Plays it towards long on for a single. Score moves on to 70. .70 for 3. Plays it in the air, falls short of the man at long off. Keeps it down to a single. Score moves on to 71.
Sanjay just plays in between.
Natraj going onto the back foot and cuts that one but doesn't make any contact. Ball into the keeper's gloves. Misfield by the fielder and letting the batsman come back for 3. Eight overs, 74 for 3, needing another 46 runs of the remaining 12 overs. Slowly playing back towards the bowler. Malaysia fielding of his own bowling. 46 runs more to win their opening encounter of the Oil and Gas Premier League Season 4 here at the Bejoice Cricket Club, as playing down the wrong line, and the batsman has adjusted LBW. He played down the wrong line and was hit flush onto the pads, so that's easy pickings for the umpire. 74 for 4. Saleh Khan, the new man, played out a dot ball, the first one. Going back to a slightly full delivery, lucky he gets a bat to it, and this time again edges this one straight to the man at short third, one bounce. Score remains on 74. Going on the back foot, plays it with soft hands towards short square leg, gets off the mark with that single. Score moves on to 75. Last ball, swings this towards the mid wicket region, gets a single to end the over. 76 for 4 at the end of 9 overs. Single of the first ball, 1 run to Saleh Ibrahim Shabadi. He moves on to 40 of 22. Saleh Khan batting 1 of 3. Umar Saeed bowling his second over. Now the dot ball. Umar Saeed continues, this time playing it again towards the man at deep mid wicket for a single. Score moves on to 78. Down the leg side will be called a wide. Score moves on to 79. Another single added. Ibrahim Shabadi reaches 41. Score moves on to 80. Drives this back past the bowler. Fielder there at long on, misfields, and 4 more runs. The score moves on to 84. Last ball of the over, last ball of the 10th over, onto the back foot, plays it towards short fine. They complete one. By the time the fielder from short third comes around, they complete another more. So 2 more runs, 86 for 4 at the end of 10 overs as we go in for a drinks break. Malaysia continuing the 11th over, plays this towards long on for a single. Score moves on to 87, needing another 33 runs more of the remaining 59 balls. Dot ball. Playing with soft hands towards the man at point, and they quickly take a single. Score moves on to 88. Ibrahim on 42 of 24 is on strike. Cuts this one. The man at deep point coming towards his left. Feels the ball, keeps it down to a single. Moves on to 89. He moves on to 43 of 25 with 7 boundaries. Drives this towards long on, a single. The score moves on to 90. The last ball of the over coming up. Yorks himself up, so ends the over with a dot ball. 90 for 4 at the end of 11. Umer Said continues over the bowlers, over the long off region for a single. Score moves on to 91. Down the ground, plays it towards the man at long on. Misfield there, they complete one, wanted the second, but well recovered by the fielders. Keeps it down to a single. Score moves on to 92. Full toss, plays it towards deep mid wicket. There's a fielder there. Another single added. The score moves on to 93. In the air, over the man at covers, ball racing away towards the cover boundary. The fielder coming around, stops it with his foot, manages to keep the ball in play. 2 more runs added. And Ibrahim now moves on to 46, and the total moves on to 94. Onto the back foot, back past his partner, and the fielder misfields and allows the ball to go to the boundary. He slipped out there on the outfield and overran the ball. 50 off for Ibrahim of 29 balls, 8 boundaries to his credit, holding this innings together and marshalling this run chase, needing another 21 runs more of the remaining 49 balls at a required run rate of just 2.57. Last ball of the over coming up. Cuts this one towards the right of the man at point, and the ball races away towards the cover boundary for 4 more. And 100 coming up, 103 for 4 at the end of 12 overs, needing another 17 more runs of the remaining 48 balls. Ibrahim Shabadi 54 of 30 balls. Saleh Khan batting 10 of 12. Current partnership is 29 of 22 balls. Malaysia to continue. Saleh Khan wanting to tuck this towards short mid wicket and take off for a single. Keeper and the bowler asking whether that was pitching in line, and the umpire says not out. So no run there. Score remains on 103. This time going back and trying to manufacture a shot, but in the end gets it on the pad. So the umpire calls it a leg by. Score moves on to 104. Down the ground, asking for an edge. They're confident, but the umpire is unmoved. The man from point charging towards the umpire, not required. If the umpire deems that it is not a catch, you just continue with the game. There's no point charging against the umpire. Edges this one towards the vacant third man area, and the ball races away towards the deep gully region. And the score moves on to 108. 12 more runs required of the remaining 44 balls. Full toss, plays it past the bowler. Malaysia not able to stop that one. This time the fielder long off, didn't rush himself, made sure he's well in position to stop the ball. Score moves on to 109 of 12.5. Again, a bit of a misfield there. The ball racing away towards the third man boundary. 4 more runs declared. So another 7 runs required of the remaining 7 overs, with 1 run required per over. Current run rate 8.69. Saleh Khan getting a boundary, an under edge which crossed the keeper and raced away towards the third man boundary. 113 for 4. 7 more runs required of 7 overs. Ashraf coming in to bowl his third over, and Ibrahim sends this one down towards long on for a single. So 1 hit away from victory. They need 6 more runs of the remaining 41 balls. And this one's ball neck and crock. Saleh Khan trying for the big one. Ends up losing his wicket, so he's out. Score moves on to 114 for 5 now of 13.2 overs. 6 runs of the remaining 40 balls. Rajan Chauhan, the new man, coming in at number 7 to partner Ibrahim Shabadi. drives this down the ground towards long on. There's a fielder there. And another single. He opens his account with a single. Score moves on to 115 of 13.3. 5 more runs required of the remaining 39 balls. For this one. Full toss. Plays this towards deep point for a single. Score moves on to 116 for 5. Wide down leg side. Both the batsmen quickly cross over for an extra run along with that. Score moves on to 118. 2 more runs more. A swing and a miss, and the ball races away towards the boundary for 4 byes. So a comprehensive victory for Sparkling Spartans. Win the game by 5 wickets with 6.1 overs to spare.